Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you as always for your questions. Craig Burley with us, Robbo here as well, Stevie still recovering. Stevie, thank you very much for the chocolate you left in your desk drawer for us. That was much appreciated.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Oh, isn't it?
Dairy milk chocolate orange.
Yeah, we didn't touch the chips though, did we?
No, we left his chips.
That was
we left his chips in the drawer, but the chocolate orange was sat out on top in a Ziploc bag, and it just said,
off chocolate.
Please.
You've done me a favour, so.
Oh,
To be fair, you do look like a man who is off chocolate.
We get stuck in his beard.
It's Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
What?
Is it Bear Grylls?
Grills. There's a man who lives in the wild. Look.
Craig,
Bear Grylls. He doesn't even have a beard.
Greg, for United to go back to City and Liverpool level, how many players do they need to sell from the first team?
Sell?
Yeah.
Sell?
Yes.
Well, to get to City's level, they would have to sell.
Well, who do you keep? That's that's an easier question to ask, isn't it?
Who do you keep? Well, Casemiro's not getting the game
Right.
at the moment, but he will. I mean, I'd keep them. I don't know. I mean, I'd keep Fernandes. I'd keep Eriksen.
Right.
I mean, I'd get rid of Ronaldo.
Yep.
I'd get rid of Wan-Bissaka if I could. I'd get rid of Shaw. Get rid of Maguire. I mean, the list is endless.
Right.
Fred. I mean, that's a lot. There's probably at least 10 that have to get rid of and replace to get to that level.
So would you get rid of Fernandes and keep Eriksen instead?
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that, Stevie.
Aye. Yeah, no. Aye, that's what I'm thinking.
Who do you keep,
keep
Robbo?
Sancho, you keep Anthony on the left.
The trouble is, if you get rid of all these players, you've got to go and buy somebody. That's the key to it.
Yeah.
You've got to go and buy better players. And at the moment, Manchester United aren't buying better players, or haven't done. But there's not too many that you think to get to the level of Manchester United and get to the level of Liverpool. Not many of those players that are playing at the moment can play in this Manchester United team and take them to that next level. So they need new players in, maybe, and that might inspire one or two of the better players, like Sancho, if he rediscovers his form that he played at Borussia Dortmund.
I'm not going to mention names.
Right.
I'm not going to mention names, but I reckon 2 years ago we were told that there were a couple of players, United were a couple of players away from challenging it.
That was Danny Higginbotham.
Oh, yeah, just don't name names.
Well, we can name names. It's not a secret.
Right. Danny and I had a discussion, and I was a slightly different view. They needed just a couple of players.
That's when they finished second, wasn't it?
And they needed a bunch of players, a manager.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think the line was they don't need a rebuild. They need a couple of players.
There you go. That's Stevie laughing to himself. Robert, when you look back and remember Messi dragging much worse versions of Barcelona to the Champions League knockout stages, isn't it a no-brainer to bring him back so he can paper over the cracks whilst Barca are still putting their house in order? So, of course, the prominent Argentinian journalist tweeting out that July 1st, 2023, Messi will be a Barcelona player.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, I would say. He'll be another year older. He's a different sort of player now. He's not going to run past people and score magnificent goals by beating 3 or 4 players. He's a brilliant passer of the ball. Would it change the way Xavi would try and build the side? I think it probably would. He's trying to promote those youngsters. He's trying to promote wide players with a bit of pace. He's got Lewandowski there. Of course, Messi would make them slightly a better team, but would he change the whole dynamic of the team? And Xavi probably wouldn't want that. So, in my view, I wouldn't take him back.
He's yet to make a decision. Reports are suggesting he won't address it till next year, Stevie. If you were Messi, would you want to go back?
Well, you always think you can go. You probably always think you can go back somewhere and it'll just click and it'll be like old times. Unfortunately, the number of times that a player has tried that, and you just got to look at Ronaldo, a number of times players have tried that and it hasn't worked out. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head one that did work out, and I can't come up with any. So I would think if I'm Messi, just leave it the way it is. Ian Rush, right, there's one. See, there's always one. Well, the difference is, Rushy was 28, I think, when he came back. It's a little different than being, what, 35, 36? So, no. I think Messi should leave everything they did at Barcelona the way it is and don't go back and spoil it. Because for me, Ronaldo's spoiled a little bit of his legacy. You know, the fact is he's sitting his backside watching. People are going to remember that.
Is Craig willing to sponsor Stevie's shave?
Yes.
I thought we were going to go to a barber's, Stevie, and get it sorted. Frank was going to pay for you.
I can't. I told you yesterday, my face is all. It's all bits and spots and stuff.
Right.
I don't know whether it's the medication I was on, but I couldn't do it the now anyway because I'd cut all all the spots and everything would be all thingy. Listen, I don't like having this. I'd rather get rid of it. But I can't do it the now. You can't see it.
I've got to say,
you can't see it.
I've got to say
what a lovely view.
So spotty.
I had a worse shock than that. On Monday, I was working at BT, and in the foyer, they've got a massive screen there showing some of their stations. And on the station, as I walked into the foyer, was ESPN FC, and on the big screen there was Stevie at home with that beard. Oh my goodness, what a sight it was!
I mean, it is a mess.
Fortunately, we couldn't hear it. That was the main thing.
There's nothing I could do about it.
Well, you could shave with your what's that? What arm's he got?
He's got his left arm, isn't it?
Shave with his right.
Yeah, but he's got his spots now. Hasn't
That's
he?
what I'm saying,
You
I
heard about
can't.
the spots.
The spots. Stevie, can we see the spots again?
Have a nice close-up of the spots.
No.
Robbo.
The answer is yes, I would.
Right, okay.
Just to see that man.
Oh my God! Don't fall over, Stevie.
Imagine he fell over, did his other shoulder.
The other one.
Oh God, aye. That would be fun.
How are you sleeping at the moment? You sleeping well?
Oh, brilliant, aye. Getting up. If getting up every 3 hours is sleeping well, then I'm having an absolute great time.
Robbo, did analysts overhype Barcelona's revolution under Xavi and Lewandowski's goal scoring? Barca lost both the matches where they came across a good team.
Have we all overhyped their sort of revolution under Xavi? They've done much better, obviously, in La Liga because they were struggling when he took over, and now they're joint top with Real Madrid. They haven't lost this season in La Liga. 2 games, though, against Bayern Munich and Inter, a poor Inter side at the moment in Serie A. Lewandowski couldn't find any room. Dembele had a bad day at the office. Rafinha couldn't get involved in the game. So maybe they're going to have some off days until they get everything absolutely right. They're still going to challenge for La Liga. I still think they're going to get into the knockout stages of the Champions League. Let's wait and see what they do come the end of the season.
Final question for Craig. Is Chelsea's home game against AC Milan a must-win, considering they'll be playing away against Milan and Salzburg in their 3 remaining fixtures? They sit bottom of the group at the moment, just 1 point.
Well, in that case, I was trying to rack my brains there to see where they were. Probably, yes. Probably. But, I mean, it was important for Potter to get that win at the weekend, just to get off and running, but it's been a tough time for him to come in, isn't it? You know, with the international break and the players going away and blah, blah. Had that Champions League game to start with, but he was just in the door. So, yeah, I mean, but his team selection will be interesting again. But he's not frightened to make big decisions, so, yeah, I would say pretty much a must-win for him.
That's it. We're done. Thank you very much. Stevie, go and start out your spots. We'll be back tomorrow to reflect on that game between Chelsea and Milan. Be sure to join us. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.